to sing some rounds with Voces8. We're really lucky that they have agreed to allow us to use some of their digital academy resources over the weekend. So what I'm going to do is just facilitate them teaching you some rounds this morning. For those of you who don't know about Voces8, there is 2 choirs that sing as part of their academy. There's Voces8 themselves, and they are always on tour, it seems to me, going around, and they are fabulous. If you haven't ever Googled them or listened to any of their songs on YouTube, please do. They're amazing. They also have another group called Apollo 5. They do a lot of outreach work in education, as well as being a choir in their own right. And they have produced what they call the Digital Academy, which is available to us. We've actually got the rounds. We've also got 2 of their songs, Underneath the Stars and April is in My Mistress' Face, that you can have access to for the next week. They have given us free access to all of those for the next week. And that link will be somewhere when we have decided where to put it, but it will be there for you, so you can register with them and those resources will be free for you to use. They also do an enormous amount of work in education for schools and young people. I met them when I did a big project with boys, just for boys singing, and they were amazing, and it's fantastic they are going to be part of Collective College. So I'm going to share my screen. I think. Can you see a black screen and then some music? Brilliant. So I'm going to let Ewan from Voces8 introduce this round to you.
Hi there, everyone. We're going to learn a round in Italian today called Buongiorno mia cara, and it goes like this. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. So as you can hear, it's a very simple little round. We're going to start by learning the words. So if you repeat after me, Buongiorno mia cara, buongiorno mia cara, bambina, bambina, molti baci, molti baci. And that's it. This phrase just repeats 4 times. And this means, hello, my dear child, lots of kisses. So it's a nice little morning song from a parent to her child. And now we're just going to learn the 4 different melodic parts of this. So, I'm starting here. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. With me. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. And on to the next part. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. The next part goes like this. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. So nice simple ending. With me this time. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. So let's try that all together now from the beginning to the end. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. Buongiorno mia cara, bambina, molti baci. So, have fun learning that, and when you've got the melody all learned, you can try it in a round, singing in 3 different parts, and hopefully you'll have a great time making some nice harmonies together.
Is everybody everybody happy with that? We all learnt it well enough, because they get more difficult. So this is probably the easiest one we're going to do. So I suggest what we do is we sing along with the rest of Voces8.
Buongiorno mia cara bambina, molti baci. 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 Buongiorno mia cara bambina, molti baci.
Fantastic. I hope you enjoyed that one. You'll just have to bear with me for a second while I find the next one that we're going to look at. So the next one we're going to do is Donna Nobis Pacem, which some of you might already know. It's a very traditional, it's a brilliant one for choirs. It's a little bit more complicated, this one. So this one is in, oh, she's off, stop. It's a little bit more complicated, this one. So let me share my screen with you again, and hopefully you'll be able to see the same thing. So on that one, I discovered you can share more than one picture yesterday. Can you all see that? Look at that. Okay, so this time Elle is going to teach this to us. As I said, this one's very, very pretty.
The round we're looking at today is called Dona Nobis Pacem, which means grant us peace in Latin. Now, the only words that we need for this whole round are Dona Nobis Pacem. So repeat after me. Dona Nobis Pacem. Dona Nobis Pacem. And seeing as we're singing about peace, let's try and find a really appropriate vocal colour to channel peace as we're singing this round. So we can split this into 3 as we sing it as a round, but for now I'll just sing the whole thing all together, have a good listen, and then we will cut it into small sections and learn it together afterwards. So here's how it sounds. Dona nobis pacem pacem, Dona nobis 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 pacem. So that's the whole round in its entirety. I hope you enjoyed listening, and we're hopefully picking things up along the way. Now let's cut it into small sections and learn it together. I say we look at the first 2 bars first, because I think they're some of the most tricky parts. So have a repeat after me. Dona nobis. You okay? Dona nobis. That jump's quite difficult. It's a good minor 7th jump. So have a practice in your voice. Just slide between the notes. And try and see where it sits. It's not that easy, so don't worry if you're not getting it straight away. The more we go over it, the easier it will become in the voice. So I'll sing the whole first line now. The next bit is a little bit easier. So have a good listen and then repeat. Dona nobis pacem pacem. Let's try that all together. Dona nobis pacem Great job. Have another listen now. Dona nobis pacem. So it's quite melodic and kind of a downward scale. Let's try and sing that all together. Dona nobis pacem. Great job. Let's try and add it onto the first section now and sing the whole first part all together. Starting here. Dona nobis pacem, pacem. Dona nobis pacem. Great job. Put that in the memory bank, and now we'll move on to part 2, which goes like this. Dona nobis pacem. Dona nobis pacem. So I tend to think of it as a slightly higher harmony. So let's just do the first bit of that second section that goes like this. Dona nobis pacem. Let's try that all together. Dona nobis pacem. Great, and the next bit goes like this. Dona nobis pacem. With you this time. Dona nobis pacem. Great job. Let's try the whole of part 2 now, which starts on this note. Let's try sing it all together. Dona nobis pacem. Dona nobis pacem. Very good job. I say, so we don't forget the beginning, we try and sing it whole way through from the beginning to the point we've learnt. So starting here from the beginning. Dona nobis pacem, pacem. Dona nobis pacem. Dona nobis pacem. Dona nobis pacem. Very good job. If you remembered all of that, let's keep that all in the memory bank and move on to part 3. We're nearly there. And this last bit goes like this. Have a listen to part 3. Dona nobis pacem. Dona nobis pacem. Let's just look at the very beginning part of that third part, which goes like this. Dona nobis pacem. Got a nice big octave jump at the end, so remember to get all the way down there. It's the same note, just an octave down. Let's try singing that all together. Dona nobis pacem. Great job. Have a listen. Dona nobis pacem. So that penultimate bar is a little bit more difficult. Just have a listen to it just on its own. Pacem. Let's just do that. Pacem. Lots of big jumps. The more you go over it, the easier it will become in the voice. Let's just do that last line now, including that penultimate bar. Starting here. Dona, dona nobis pacem. With you. Dona nobis pacem. Great job, all the notes learnt. Let's just do part 3 one more time so it's solidified in our minds. Then we'll sing the whole thing the whole way through. So part 3 is starting here. Dona nobis pacem. Dona nobis pacem. Fab job, so many notes to learn. Let's try singing from the beginning and see how we do. Starting here. Dona nobis pacem, pacem. Dona nobis 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 pacem. Very good job, and I hope you enjoy singing this in 3 parts.
Does anybody want to go through any of that again before we sing it as a round? If you can, I can't see everyone, so if you shout if you do. Brilliant. So we're going to sing it as a round. I have to say this one is brilliant if you're with a choir, community choir or young children, because it is so pretty. Right, let's have a go at singing it then.
Dona nobis pacem, pacem. Dona nobis 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 pacem, pacem. Dona nobis 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 pacem.
That's very beautiful, isn't it? Did you want to, should we sing that one again? I mean, we've got time. Would you like to do that one more time? Let's sing that one more time. Okay, let me just go back to the beginning.
Dona nobis
Fantastic. Well done, everybody. I can see there's a few comments in the chat. So everybody's enjoying that. Wonderful. If a member of the music team wouldn't mind just chatting for a moment while I get the next one up, that would be really helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that's so much Latin. First thing in the morning, I'm going to have to go for the paracetamol next.
Isn't it weird when you sing something that you've not sang for so long? I've not sang that since I was a child. I'd completely forgotten about it. And then as soon as it came on, it's like it took me back to being a child. It was really lovely. Thank you so much, Nikki. That was lovely.
That was lovely, yeah.
Enjoyed that. Yeah.
I obviously had a deprived childhood.
Yeah, I can't remember where I sang it, who I sang it with, but I know that I sang it, but I have no idea where or who or whatever, who I sang it with. I don't know.
We should have got Voces8 before we did Oh Man Mysterium last Christmas.
Yeah.
That would have helped.
Absolutely. I'm thankful for the man because I'm feeling like a bass this morning. It's too early to be singing up there.
Yeah, I struggled with that to start with, working out which areas I'm supposed to be singing. But yeah, that was beautiful.
It is a lovely one. The next one they're going to do is a very short round. It's called Autumn, appropriately. But also the other thing they do is they add a drone. So I don't know if any of you direct choirs or anything like that, but this is such a simple way of making a performance out of something that is essentially quite an easy little song. So Ewan's going to teach us this one again. There he is.
Here's a round that's perfect for this time of year. It's called Autumn Time, and it goes like this. Autumn time, red leaves fall, while the weeping sky looks over all. The maiden sadly walks the land, the dying grasses in her hand. Now this round is in 4 parts, and we're going to learn each one individually, with me singing first and you repeating after. So, here we go. Autumn time, red leaves fall. Autumn time, red leaves fall, while the weeping sky looks over all. While the weeping sky looks over all. Now be careful in that second part that we just did. It features a couple of little rising arpeggios, and it can be sometimes a little tricky to pitch the F and the A in those. So we'll just do those first 2 parts together again. Repeat after me. Autumn time, red leaves fall, while the weeping sky looks over all. Autumn time, red leaves fall, while the weeping sky looks over all. The maiden sadly walks the land, the maiden sadly walks the land, the dying grasses in her hand, the dying grasses in her hand. Now in parts 3 and 4, they're relatively similar, but you need to be careful in part 3 as it moves suddenly quite quickly, going, the maiden sadly walks the land. So we'll have a go at 3 and 4 together, and then we'll do a full run. Here we go. The maiden sadly walks the land, the dying grasses in her hand. And one more time from the top. Autumn time, red leaves fall, while the weeping sky looks over all. The maiden sadly walks the land, the dying grasses in her hand. Here's a round that's perfect for this time of year. It's called Autumn Time, and it goes like this.
Sorry, everyone, I don't think we needed that again. Right, let's have a go at singing this all together with a drone so you can see what that sounds like.
Autumn time, red leaves fall, while the weeping sky looks over. The maiden sadly walks the land, the dying grass is in her hand. Autumn time, red leaves fall, while the weeping sky looks over. The maiden sadly walks the land, the dying grass is
I think that one is so pretty and yet it is such a simple little thing to sing. I think we'll do that one more time if I can get it to. It doesn't always work this as easily as you think it's going to. Okay.
Autumn time, red leaves fall, while the weeping sky looks over. The maiden sadly walks the land, the dying grass is in her hand. Autumn time, red leaves fall, while the weeping sky looks over. The maiden sadly walks the land, the dying grass is in her
Fantastic, really, really lovely. Has anybody got anything they'd like to say or chat while I find the other one, please? We're just doing one more today, and then there's another 3 tomorrow morning that they've done for us. So we're just one more today. So if music team can chat whilst I find
Chat.
Oh, we're so chatty this morning. It's so early. You can tell it's early.
I've got a squirrel.
Does that
on my
mean the
desk.
rest of us have got nothing to say?
Come on, Julie, tell us all.
What
Well,
about
I'm here because last night my husband said, I don't normally get up this early on a Saturday morning, but he said, oh, I think I'll set the alarm for 7:30 in the morning to go fishing. So I thought, right, that's me. I'm sorted. I shall be here, ready. So here I am, and I'm really glad I am here. It's great. Thank you.
Well, it was late for me this morning, I must admit. Because I walked the whole of the Sandstone Trail this week, so over 2 days, so I had to get up really early. So
wow?
really late. So 34 miles in 2 days, and my legs are not in touch with the rest of my body.
I think they are.
well done. Okay, so the final one we're going to learn today is called Be Like the Bird. So I'll just get that up for you. And again, it's Elle who's going to teach us this one.
We're looking at today is called Be Like the Bird by Abby Bettinus. And the words go like this. Be like the bird that, pausing in her flight a while on bowers too slight, feels them give way beneath her, and sings and sings The Man in the Wilderness is a 4-part round by Andreas Moore, and it sounds like this. The man in the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries as I thought good, as many as red herring grow in the wood. Now the words are quite interesting, have a listen to them. The man in the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? I answered him as I thought good, as many as red herring grow in the wood. They don't make a huge amount of sense. It is a nonsense poem, but we still need to make sure that the audience understand our text. That means really enunciating our sounds and also thinking about whether we are narrating or playing a character and how that will change our tone. Have an experiment and think about how you would change your sound depending on what part of the song you are singing. Now I'll sing a line and then you sing it back. The man in the wilderness asked me, the man in the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? How many strawberries grow in the sea? Let's put those two bits together. The man in the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? You'll go. The man in the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? My go. I answered him as I thought good. I answered him as I thought good. As many as red herring grow in the wood, as many as red herring grow in the wood. Let's put those two last bits together. I answered him as I thought good, as many as red herring grow in the wood. You'll go. I answered him as I thought good, as many as red herring grow in the wood. Great job, that's all the notes learnt. Let's try and sing all of it all together and try and make a distinction between the narrative and the characters. The man in the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? I answered him as I thought good, as many as red herring grow in the wood. Very good job, and I hope you enjoy singing this as a 4-part round.
Sorry about that, everybody. I started one that we're going to do tomorrow and then realised I was muted, so you had no idea what I was saying to you, but hopefully we're now back on track. What's really nice about the way that they do this when we perform it in a second is that they've added some whispering. And again, if you're looking for really simple things that you can do it in a performance, it's really, really effective. So what they've done is they've taken some of the words from the round and they're going to add them at the end. So I'll play it to you so you can hear how they do it. And then we'll have a go at doing that ourselves. So let's have a listen to them singing. Oops, back to the beginning.
The man in the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? I answered him as I thought good, as many as red herrings grow in the wood. The man in the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? How many strawberries grow in the sea? As
It's really clever. So all they're doing is just adding some of those words from the actual round itself. So the man, wilderness, strawberries, and red herring are the three that they've picked from that. And it just makes it really, really effective. I think we forget sometimes how brilliant rounds can be for performance. We often get bogged down in learning lots and lots of really difficult notes, but actually something like that is absolutely perfect. And if you're in a church with a really fantastic acoustic, those whispers would sound amazing. So let's have a go at singing this one.
The man in the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? I answered him as I thought good, as many as red herrings grow in the wood. The man in the wilderness asked me, how many strawberries grow in the sea? I answered strawberries grow in the sea. As many strawberries grow in the sea. How many strawberries grow in the sea? As many strawberries grow in the sea. How many strawberries grow in the sea? As many strawberries grow in the sea. How many strawberries grow in the sea? As many as red herrings grow in the woods.
And that is it for our rounds with Voces8 today, this morning. I hope you've enjoyed it. As I said, we've got access to these for a whole week from today, plus the other 4 that they've got in their round selection, and their beautiful arrangement of Kate Rusby's Underneath the Stars, which is just stunning. And the other one, which is something more traditional and perhaps we don't do often in collective, is a madrigal. April is in My Mistress Face. So you will have access to all of that, and we will put the information as to how you can sign up for that. And yes, the scores, oh, was it not showing? Okay. The scores are all in where they've shown it to us. The scores are all there, so you can download all of those as well. Has anybody got any questions at all? No. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you very much for joining me. Bye.
Thank you,
Oh,
Nick.
thank you.
No questions, but thank you very much. It was
You're
lovely.
welcome.
Enjoyed it, thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you again. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Bye bye.